Afternoon. How you doing? On the way to the workshop, and just enjoying the. We had snow yesterday. We had this crazy weather. Oh, listen to them. We had this crazy weather yesterday, and loads of snow, and it sort of, I just felt for all those lovely daffodils and buds coming out on the trees, and it was felt quite sorry for them, really. The fact that they put so much effort in to growing and blossoming and doing all of that, and then all that snow and wind. And I think my phone at one point told me it felt like -4 outside, so it's pretty shocking. And let's just have a look at this guy. Oh, bless him. Anyhow, heading for the workshop. Really, I mean, this video is probably going to go out tonight, and need to get on with these A boards for Holly, Joe and Vic, and want to get them finished today, get it all sorted. So there's 3 boards, 2 for them, 1 for me, and I just can't believe how much interest there's been in the video, and it's just sort of blown me away. So thank you all. I've gained loads of followers, subscribers, and something like 6,000 views, which I think the highest I'd had was, I don't know, 100 and something. Anyhow, we'll get to the workshop, we'll see what's going on. The workshop is there's Colborne Brook Bridge. There's some ducks chilling out, and my workshop is just over there. Show you in a sec. So, just down here. Right, here we are. So what I'm going to do, get on with the A boards, and then see if we can get them down out of the way today. Out of breath, just run up a load of stairs. It's gone now. See you in a minute. This is going to get noisy. So what I've got to do is, this all needs, I'm not going to say sanding off, but it all needs sanding down. This is some sort of, I don't know if it's an emulsion, it feels very gritty, it feels like it's been painted with exterior wall paint. That's not good. So I'm going to get my big sander out. We're going to start sanding these down. So let's get that done. You don't need to hear some of this, but I'll give you a short sample of it in a minute. So I'm going to introduce you to Margot. Margot. And she is a wolf. Where are you? There you go. She's an old wolf belt sander, and we've been together since I was 18, so it's over 30 years. And she's pretty good, she's pretty hefty. And I don't mind saying she was 365 pounds back when I was 18, so that's 30, as I say, 30 something years ago. And she's good. All I've had to change in that time is that that little button for the switch. Everything else has been great. So if a tool lasts you 30 something years because you bought a really good one, it's worth buying. This is on the side because it's ended up, that wolf we bought out, Makita bought it, and it's if I need any parts, it's Makita 9401. Anyhow, we're going to have a blast, me and Margot, and I'm just going to give you a taste of it, and then you don't want to hear all the rest of it, but anyhow, let's just see what she sounds like. Oh, there you go. Listen to this. Yeah. So that's Margot, and we'll catch up with you in a bit. She's very noisy, so we'll see how it goes. Right, that's inside. Oh, that's inside and out. Done. Going across the grain on this side just to get rid of. It's good. It's good plywood for outside. It's 12mm structural components, wall sheathing, roof, decking. So it's good for outside. But the grain was a bit coarse, so I've sanded across the grain just to make it smoother. It's only got to take a coat of primer and maybe a couple of glosses, undercoat and a couple of glosses on there. The other side, the better side. But anyhow, all three are done. Next little thing to sort out. Oh yeah, look, this is what we end up with. So this feels pretty good now. It's pretty smooth. One of these is for me, and the other two are for Joe and Vic. And I'll be honest, I don't want to go all the way back to the wood because I could just be wasting more time and I could be wasting more effort. And nothing's moved on this so far, but they haven't been outside. But the plan is not to leave them outside permanently. The idea is that you use them during the day, bring them in at the end of the day, and they have the night to dry off and acclimatise, dry out a bit, and the next morning they go out. So Joe and Vic's will spend similar time to mine outside, I suppose. So, right, next thing, legs. So I'll get set up for legs, and then we'll take it from there. A few legs. So let me show you what I'm doing with the legs. Legs are going to go on there like that. I need to set up a jig for that to make sure I get the right distance. And then the one on the opposite side won't sit there. The one on the opposite side will sit there. So that when these close up, the legs sit inside each other. I'll allow about 10mm for them to move a bit if they ever decide to move. So that means that they'll close up a bit tighter. If it's sat on there like that, then we're looking at 2 inches, over 2 inches thick. Whereas if we pull that down there like that, we're under 2 inches, and it's just Might make it a bit tidier. So let's knock up a little jig for that, and then let's screw these on and glue these on and get these sorted. Okay. So I mentioned knocking up a little jig to do this, but it doesn't really need one. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to measure 3 inches from the edge there, 3 inches from the edge here. Oh, oops. 3 inches from those two. Let's double check. You know the saying, measure twice, cut once, you know. So I'm holding that one. That one's fixed. I'm just going to push those until they're all, there you go, they're all the same depth. Bring it off the bench a bit, hold that there. Pencil underneath all of them. Pencil line all across the bottom of them. In one go, saves marking them all up individually. Got that one there to do. That goes there. I could turn them over and do the same. Shall I? While you're here, show you again. 3 inches. Yeah, I work in metric and imperial, so I'm alright. 3 inches is there. Pull that one out. And don't forget, please remember, these might be different lengths. What's important is from the bottom of the foot to this bottom edge here. So that's the bit I'm being accurate with. Some would probably say, actually I need that one, don't I? Some would say too accurate. But you've got to get things to where you're comfortable. So those are going to come out. Those are going to come out. Da, 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 da. There you go. Push that in. Excuse me. Double check 3 inches. Great. Hold them all. Push them that way. Right. All done. You see that? Oh, I don't know. Anyhow, they're all marked up for 3 inches. Next thing, put them there. I can see the line, both sides of the line. Let's get these things screwed on. I'll get set up and then you can come back and see what's going on. I thought it was about time we had a well-earned cuppa. So, what's next? Right, I've marked these. From there, I've come about 2 inches up and I've come about 1 inch down from that line there, and that's it. So these are A-boards. It's not a piece going in a church, it's not a fabulous piece of furniture for somebody, so I can just drill these and guess the next one, knowing I'm not going to be too far off. So I'll put those to one side. These can come up here. I'll go through that lot. You don't really want to watch it. Are you on? Of course you are. So sometimes you have this piece of wood, or you can't get the screws just the right length. So I looked at the 2 different size screws I've got, and one size is not going into the plywood sufficiently, and the next size up is going through the plywood, and this happens sometimes. The reason I'm screwing these on from this side is so that first of all we don't see the heads from the we don't see the head on the other side, which is the visible side, and if I do let that screw come through, which it is just coming through by about 3 mil, then I can just run a grinder over it, flash a grinder over it, and it means that I've got pretty much maximum strength of that screw. That one's gone in a bit deeper. It means I've got maximum strength of that screw because it's actually gripping to all that plywood. The plywood is stronger than this softwood, So I would rather screw through the softwood into the ply. You probably noticed, how can I show you guys? So this is normally a clearance hole, and you make it a clearance so that the screw slides in pretty, you know, just slides in. I've actually made it a little bit tight, and if I just wobble it slightly, it goes in. So it's just a bit tighter than normal. I want that a little bit tighter than normal. Anyhow, it goes through there, it goes into there. It's quite a tight fit, it's got some good glue on it. So I've chucked a bit of this stuff on it, which is great. Those are done. I'm going to turn this round, do the other end, and then we'll take it from there. So do you remember I said that this end, can you see both ends? Yeah, you can see that one. Okay. So those are the ones on the outside, this one and that one. This one's just out of shot, you can see that one. I'm going to put that where the other one is, which is there. So to give me a little bit of a spacer, I've got a bit of 10mm ply there, 9mm, 10mm ply. So I'm going to put that on there, that can go there. So this one is the leg, because it's opposite the outside one, this is the inside one. And that's got to go about there, push it against there. It's got no holes in it for some reason, don't want that one. There you go, some with holes in it. So let's do this one. While you're here, might as well just carry on. Bit of glue all over that. On the pencil line, hold that up against the outside, work into that one, work into this one. Screws are now in the pocket of my apron, which is going to make it a bit easier, he says. Let's get this down. I'm going to slide it off the bench just in case it grips that. There you go. So did you see the piece of wood lift up, and then as the screw was tightening on the ply, it pulled it in? That's why you use clearance holes. It's amazing how many people out there just don't use clearance holes. Use the clutch on the drill as well, it's worth doing. So that's done. Now I'll do this side. Bit of glue all over it. Don't forget this thing's going to get painted, so a lot of this, if it's not quite perfect, Vic and Jo will give it a coat of paint and it'll be great. So I'm just going to check that, flush on this side, just got to go a bit further that way. Check that, that's okay. I'm going to do that one first. So just notice, there's no pilot hole into the plywood because I really want to pull it in. I want that screw to pull all the way through. And I'm not countersinking them. Softwood, there's no need to countersink the softwood. If I did, it'd just bury its head quite deep, which these are just going in below the surface. That's why I've adjusted the chuck, taken a bit of the tension off it, a bit of the pressure, torque. There you go, stopping on that, it's just below the surface. Bit of glues out, that's fine. So there you go. Those two are the inboard ones. Those two are the outboard ones. So they fit together like that. How's that? That's not bad. And as you can see, they're all on the same level because we marked them all up. So that's good. So now I can put that one to one side. Over here. There you go. First one done. Next one on the bench. Let's get these things sorted. Right, well they're done. Can you see those over there? Yeah, you can. They're done. This is done. So bit of glue easy now. That last one, when you haven't got the an extra piece of wood to try out, I just put that one here, put the little spacer there, put a pencil line, and then used that one there to then screw it. So that's done. Not quite. we know we've got chain to go across here, so I've got to sort some chain out. But I thought, because Holly is a classy looking boat, I thought we'd get a little bit of moulding and put some moulding around the board. It's going to make it look a little bit more fancy. I mean, she is fancy. She's that lovely cream colour with pinks and blues. And I thought, well, if some of this went down there like that and across the bottom around there, maybe Vic and Jo can get some of those blues and pinks and highlight some of these to frame the board to make it theirs. The inside's going to be black, I think, if they go with black boards, which was the plan when we last had a chat. I'll start cutting that up and we'll see what it looks like. So how are you doing? This bit's taken a bit longer than I thought. It's a bit messy. This moulding I've bought isn't the straightest and the plywood's bending a bit. So I've got no pins here, so I can't pin it. Now, this sort of thin moulding doesn't really like being pinned. And I'm sure there's loads of you out there with all these tack guns and all sorts. I haven't got one. So what I've done to get round it is I've been putting glue on both surfaces, on there, on here, spreading it in, and I've been what we call rub jointing. I've just been spreading it around, and then once it's tacky, I've left it for a minute to dry off. Once it started getting tacky, it's actually stayed put. But this one, as you can see, if I hold this from here, you can probably see that one is running off. So this needs cramping and all sorts. And I'm going to have a bit of messing around to do because I've got 6 sides to do. So anyhow, I think I'll just end it here. It's looking pretty good. We'll see. There you go. So they're looking pretty good. What I'm finding is, stop saying what I'm finding is the one moulding is slightly different to the other. There we've got a bit of a mitre going on, a bit of glue oozed out, that's fine, that's great, we can put up with that. On the top edge, it's nice and flush, just need a bit of sandpaper across there, and that's good. Cramps, as I say, just to stop it doing a bit of twisting. So there you go. I think that'll do for today. I mean, the fact that they're sanded, the legs are working, I've got to pick some chain up. This is a good thing to see because now you can see why I've tapered those legs. Oh, here are the screws sticking out. So those need grinding off, so that's all right. You can see why I've tapered those legs on the bottom. But what you probably didn't realise was I'd done this so that there were no sharp corners there that looked a bit rough. When that's out at the correct angle, that will be vertical, so it'll look quite nice tucked inside there. That one's the same, that one's pretty good. Bit of a gap going on with that one because the wood it's not all brand new wood. This is using up old stuff. So none of this, except for the moulding, is brand new. It's all using up second life, and that's the way to do it. Anyhow, thanks for watching. I've got to say thank you to Becky. I can't see now, so Becky bought me a coffee this morning at about midnight. So thank you, Becky. I haven't met you, I don't know, but thank you, it's much appreciated. And yeah, it all goes towards the fund to help me do things like this. So I might come back tomorrow and we'll do a bit more of this, we'll see. But thank you very much for watching. Please like, subscribe, share with friends, and all of that malarkey, and soon we'll be on to this, which is a beautiful 1840s camera. So once these are out the way and that chair's gone, we get to do some really cool woodworking. So stick with me, and next video will be along really soon. Cheers.